getting cold up here, man. December 6th as of recording. It's way too cold, so why don't we just stay inside, relax, and play a very nostalgic and comfy game. And I think you guys already know what it is. It's Yume Nikki. I've already made a video on it in 2023, but it's about to be 2025. Why don't we revisit it? Just one last time before the year ends. Let's see what the game has to offer for now. So just relax, let's get comfortable. It's been way too long since I've seen this intro, man. It doesn't have any saves. I've played this game many times before, but I had to upgrade to another PC. So we don't have a recorded dream diary. Let's start a new one, alright? Is there nary a sight more nostalgic than this one, seeing in 2004 of this little girl here? I don't quite know if Madotsky means something in particular, but I've always liked the name. It's a little bit difficult to pronounce, you know, this is a Canadian. I always loved exploring this little area just before we even start going outside. I think it's a digitized picture of clouds in this RPG Maker background. Something about digitized photo is so warm. It makes me feel so nostalgic in a way, but also a little bit creeped out. I'm kind of curious if anyone else feels the same. Now, try as you might to leave the bedroom for those unfamiliar. Madotsky won't do it. She refuses to leave. So she's just confined in this apartment building with a single bedroom. Well, at least she has entertainment in the form of like a off-brand Famicom, some books, a desk, but she can't leave. So what this little girl's tried to do instead, she's writing a dream journal. That's where the name of the game comes from. That's how you save, and the real gameplay starts when you go right to sleep. I really wish that I could instantly sleep like this, like she can, but unfortunately I'm an insomniac, so I don't get a lot of sleep. And see, as you can see here, we're back to our balcony, but things have changed a little bit. The NES and Famicom is gone, and we can actually exit the door. Get to our main game here. I think it's 14. Someone please correct me in the comments, but it's 14 doors we can explore at our leisure. What do they mean? Where do they go? You'll just have to find out. And no, I don't remember any of them. Ooh, a candle room. Okay. I think you can get something important here. But there's something specifically I think this game really does well, is kind of throwing you into an ambience with just raw atmosphere of it. Like there's not much going on here. It's almost a black screen with a few candles. But you can see the art in the background. I believe it's called Aboriginal art. Very interesting. It's like you're kind of stuck in this very black dreamscape, and you're left to fill in the pictures. And let's see if this person gets an answer. Nope. No answers from her. But we do find a bed. Wonder what that could be. Where could that be? This is one of the creepier areas. Okay. I'm glad I found that really early. It's such a very creepy environment of like a staircase with hands. I could have sworn I've dreamt something like this before myself. It's such an interesting realm, like the realm of dreams, where things are so unexplained. It's just little pieces of our lives and personalities blended together. Seems like Madotsky dreams a lot about the simple things, just places she'd possibly have been, like a house, a shopping mall. Oh, okay. Never mind, I was interrupted. Apparently the mitochondria, the powerhouse of the cell, is also what she's thinking of, because we just see a giant one floating in the background here with some very droning ambience that I'm not sure if will become super audible over my obnoxious commentary. We're gonna have to go back to that shopping mall. I'm kind of curious. I wrote it off too fast. Let's see what's going on here. Now, if you want to run from the angle that all the dreams this little girl has, Madotsky has, are just locations and things she's had and experienced throughout her life, what could this one possibly mean? It looks so much like a shopping mall, but it's just all blacked out. It's very lonely and desolate for a shopping mall, which is usually quite lively. It's one of the only nice things about December is that all the shopping areas are very red and gold, full of Christmas stuff, but well, as you can imagine, they don't exactly do Christmas in Japan, as far as I'm aware. Okay, never mind. This area's kind of boring. How do I get out of here? Okay, 9. You can pinch yourself on the cheek to wake yourself back up. So let's not go back to that shopping mall. Let's see if we can find something else. And what I'm actually going to do, let's see if a controller works. I always have an Xbox controller set up. There we go. Okay, hopefully that is a little bit nicer for you guys so you don't have to hear my mechanical keyboard slapping away. Because I really have nowhere else to put my microphone, unfortunately, so the keyboard sounds are very prevalent. Ooh. I think this was Block World. I don't often think of this place because I use a lot of Yume Nikki music in my videos because it's so simple. A lot of people find comfort in it, and it's never going to get copyright claimed, which is nice. But this one, Block World's music is like a little bit annoying, I find. It's not quite as calming as the other tracks. Certainly no Snow World or Dark World or Docks. Definitely not. What is in the background there? I've always loved seeing the weird shapes going on in the background. Like, what can this little girl be possibly thinking of that's so abstract? Looks kind of like an Aboriginal drawing of a monkey, some kind of animal. I don't know why this little girl thinks so often about Aboriginal art. It's very interesting, but maybe it has something to do with her rug. You know, quick bathroom break in what looks like the men's bathroom. Don't worry about it. Uh-oh. I just realized, maybe you guys shouldn't see bathrooms and use them in your dreams, because if you do, well, it's not always guaranteed, but a lot of people tend to piss themselves a little bit if they use the bathroom in dreams, so next time we wake up, might have to cut the video because Madotzi's got to get a change of clothes. What was the snow door again? I'm trying to remember. It's a winter timeout. I should at least try to get snow. Definitely not that one. One of these doors led to like a winter wonderland. I know it. There we go. See, this is exactly what it looks like outside right now, you know. Living in Ontario, this is basically how every day is going to look for the next, January for sure, February for sure, March most likely, April. 4 months. This is basically what Ontario looks like for 4 months. Some people might describe it as pleasant, calming, like a winter wonderland. Not if you have to walk in it. But Dotsky, her dream logic indicates that she doesn't really feel cold, or get snow in her boots, or have to drive on this crazy road in the wintertime and almost lose your life, but that's an unfortunate reality for Canadians. Let's get out of here. So, you go to this specific location with the hands and stairs every time you fall asleep in the dream, like an Inception. Like, strongly implying that a place like this has a lot of meaning for this young girl. What? Maybe I'm not smart enough to know what that means, unfortunately, so perhaps someone a little bit more... Oh, okay. I remember this place. You're supposed to get an effect. I think it's the snow effect, or it's like a water effect that quashes the fire, and you're able to walk through. I don't remember if you get the snow yokai effect, whatever it's called, here, and I might have just doomed myself, but we'll see. Nope. Okay, good. We're back where we started. Now let's see if I think it's an igloo you can find to get that effect. It's something like that. Most of the effects in this game, you just show up to a random NPC or item you find out in the wilderness, and you can kind of just get the effect in your start menu. Oh, there's an igloo. Perfect. Nope, not the right one. Okay. Oh, hello? What are these things, man? No one looks normal. There are very few normal-looking people in this game, which I find is interesting. Such a lonely little child this Madotsky is. It's unfortunate, but there are a lot of people like her that sort of... Hikikomori, I think is the term, where they just kind of trap themselves in their house, and they don't get a lot of human contact. It's very sad that if these people have families at all, many of them do, they're just kind of shunning them, but there are a lot of people out there without a lot of families, so they just kind of completely seal themselves off and just throw themselves into video games and movies and whatnot. It's very sad, but it's quite a big reality, especially in Japan. That is, I wouldn't say common, and I don't know statistics of an Asian country, but I think it's a little bit more common than a lot of people realize. There are just a lot lot of lonely people in the world. It's very sad. Oh. Oh, it's the Pink Sea. I love this place. This place I always found really fun. Like, you find this kind of snow-melted area very quickly if you go into the ice world. It's kind of hard to describe. This game was not made for controllers since it came out in 2004. I don't know if it's my Xbox controller finally dying. I have, like, one of the original Xbox One controllers that I don't even think has Bluetooth properly. But I've just left it connected because that's how I play fighting games every so often. But, I don't know. I think it's starting to finally kick in. Maybe we'll have to do more like live streams to get super chats, but we'll see. Balloon? I don't remember if this balloon took you to a specific location or not, but I really don't care to walk through this soul sand without the bicycle at least, and I don't remember where the bicycle is. That's kind of an unfortunate reality. What I do with a lot of my videos is that I kind of hyper-focus on whatever property it is for a while, and then once it's done, I don't look at it again for a while, because I'm kind of tired, and I end up forgetting, like, everything about it. It's not that I've wiped my memories of Yume Nikki or anything, but there is certainly a lot of stuff I forgot. Then, was it July of 2023, I want to say my video was, which, that was barely a year ago, man. That was only like a year and a half ago. It was the summer of 2023. It was a very interesting time. Like, I had just started to get paid and starting to get recognized for my YouTube videos, and I didn't have a job at the time. I spent 2023 summer jobless and, like, almost homeless, because I thought it'd be a good idea to quit the job I had when I moved to a new place out of my parents' house, which I don't recommend. Don't do that. But it did allow me to hyper-focus on YouTube, which kind of put me in the position I am now. So, in a way, I'm grateful. Even though the Yume Nikki video didn't do as well as I'd hoped. But when you're starting out small, you kind of just have to give what it gives you. There's really nothing else to it. Also, I just realized this game came out 20 years ago. 2004 is when it came out, and it's 2024. It's been 20 years of Yume Nikki. I somehow only realized this just now, but I'm a little floored, to be honest. Ooh, I'm even floored now. This place always creeped me out. I hate these little ghost guys. Look what they do if you touch them. Ugh. Like they're imprinting on you. It's gross. Now, I don't remember if you had to go to this location to find something, or if you can find something in this location. But it's especially gross. It's like a severed body you can find. Very creepy. It must have been in the bottom left corner, I want to say. I'll keep going down here. No? Okay, doesn't look like that, severed head is down there, unfortunately. But we can keep going up. Let's see what this little forest area has to offer for us, other than these drooling ghosts. Oh. Frog? I didn't know there's a frog here. Hello? I got an effect! What the? I don't even think I've ever got this effect before. You can turn into a fucking frog. That's awesome. Oh my goodness. I don't think I've ever found that effect before. I never spent that much time in the forest world. I don't even know if it's called the forest world. It could be tree world for all I know, but turns you into a frog. Now, like half of the effects in this game they don't do anything. It's purely cosmetic. But I feel like that's part of the beauty of it. It doesn't need to be in a way. Because you can kind of just, you know, you're exploring your own mind. Not everything. Oh, this place is scary. Okay, we gotta avoid these things, because if they find you, they will put you somewhere you really don't want to be. So, let's maneuver quickly. We gotta lock in. We did not lock in. Uh-oh. I don't know where to go. Ugh, this is one of the creepier ones. She's got a real fixation on hands, specifically one that close and grasp all the time. That's definitely not a normal thing. You gotta have something happen to you to make you that afraid of a human hand like that. There are many theories of what happened to this poor girl. I don't know how many of them I don't think any of them are true, actually. I don't know, I think these are all just fan theories, a lot of which try to make the game a little bit more serious and edgier than it really is. But that's the fun part about a game left up to interpretation like this, is that you can kind of decide what's right on your own, and it doesn't really matter. What are you doing here? One of these hands, I'm pretty sure, has an item attached to it. Turns your head into one of these hands, and you should be able to, like, warp around. If every time you pinch your cheek, you go back. I don't think that's it, but I'm curious. Oh, these! A lot of people like to have a really dark theory about these, that they're, like, beheaded pregnant women, which is very shocking. They kind of look like toilet bowls to me, to be honest. Even the Vriska one here. Hello? I love this little guy. Why does he do that? I don't know, but it's funny. I kind of like causing him pain a little bit. It's a goofy little boy. Now these things, I don't even know if anyone has fan theories for these things, to be honest. They just kind of look weird. Like, too weird to really explain. Like maybe some kind of organ, or like pool tool? They look so silly, it's hard to even like give an abstract, too deep 5U coma theory kind of theory about it. That's something. Is that a good something? Let's find out. Oh, it's not a good something at all. I hate this place. This is the Red Maze, and a lot of people really, really dislike it, and for good reason, because oftentimes when you're caught by, like, those teacher things, you get put into, like, a square in the Red Maze that you can't escape. It's just, you kind of waste your time, so you have to wake up. But I think there are other locations you can warp to through this area. So if we're careful, which I haven't been, I don't have a good track record of being careful, but let's, like, I don't know. The only thing to be afraid of is fear itself, so I say we go right in and see what happens. And what's happening is we're getting lost, because it is the Red Maze, not, after all, not the Red Walk in the Park. It's got, like, this stupid virtual boy. I don't know, I never liked the color red, to be honest. I always felt like it hurt my eyes a bit, especially this searing shade right here, scarlet shade. Let's see if we can get up there. There's gotta be a way to get to that little area there. Ugh. Oh, was it all the way around? Oh. How do you get there? Do you have to teleport there? No, I think I just have to walk a different path. I should have to, yeah, I have to go, like, kind of down, then up right, I think. Son of a... What? Can I not get there? Oh, it's baloney. Come on. What a tease. Ugh, well, it's okay. I'll find something new. That's the nice thing about this game. Even when you feel a little bit bored, you always find something new. Like that. That's something new. Is it something exciting? That kind of depends on you, but you always run into something in a couple seconds. There's never going to be a 10-minute segment where nothing happens and you're just bored out of your mind. Oh, speaking of, let's see. Oh, I gotta go the other way. There we go. This is my favorite location in the entire game, the docks, and you can tell if you're like a channel regular on my main channel, because I use this music almost every video, but for good reason. And it's because there's something, the whole game is very lonely, has these kind of vibes, but specifically the docks. Something about that kind of hits home, you know? My family's from the east coast of Canada, the Maritimes, so this isn't an unfamiliar sight to me, seeing all these lonely lights in this dark, dark ocean environment with the docks. It reminds me of like childhood vacations going to New Brunswick, and I think that's a beautiful thing. Very melancholic and subdued track playing here as well. I think this is the game personally at its best, even if there's nothing really overtly scary. it's so nostalgic. I think so many people have that feeling about Yume Nikki, the nostalgia of it. Like, it just, some things feel so familiar that you can't justify hating them even for a second. Like, this game attacks people in a blind spot, so to speak. And the docks is my blind spot. I feel like most people are really afraid, I use kind of loosely, but most people are really interested in something like the barracks. I see a lot of people lamenting over, or the Uboa Easter egg that I really don't feel like pulling off, because it's a, 1 in 50 chance? 1 in 50 means I'll be flickering that stupid light in the pink sea for way too long. I don't even remember if you need item to go, because the pink sea, upon revisiting, it looks really nice. It's just a bit boring, though. Hey, buddy. Ooh, I don't remember this area. Desert. That's something I also very much love about this game, is that talking to random NPCs will take you to completely different locations that have nothing to do with each other. You get this very dry, but also funky desert. I think there's an Easter egg in the northern part, but it might have to be another entrance, so we'll just hedge our bets. Like, yeah, there's the barracks there, I think. Yeah. This is the area everyone clamors about. It's got such a very grungy track. It's not my favorite. I feel it's a little bit too repetitive, even for Yume Nikki music, but I mean, I can't hate this area. I want to talk to that guy, though. I don't know, he might teleport me, so I might need to just walk around and enjoy myself first. But, like, look at that. That's such a basic shape, but you can so obviously tell it's like a guy in a jacket or a hoodie. That's such a very broken sprite. Oh. No, I don't want to... Is this Famicom Land? Famicom Land is kind of fun, but, like... Oh well. Yeah, it's something that kind of bugs me a little bit about the game, is if you click on somewhere, sometimes you can't always get back. So you're just kind of... You're out of luck. Oh, let's find a place. Let's go through this nice little 16-bit RPG world map. I actually don't think I've been here before. I've been to Famicom Land, but like this specific screen I have never seen before. That's probably the most interesting part of this whole game, is that you can play this on and off for years, provided without a guide, but you can almost always find something super interesting that you've never seen before. Okay, we're stuck here. That looks like an entrance to somewhere I really want to be, actually. Let's see if we can get there. We should just sneak around the corner here. Oh, please don't be a tease. Please don't be a tease. I just want to get to that interesting little ocean square. Okay. Looks like we're in luck. So just go all the way around here, all the way to the left, then we can find it out. I'm going to be so annoyed if this is nothing. Yeah, there we go. Hello. $97543. Oh, I don't... Oh, screenshots might not work. I don't know if I have to remember that number or not, but I definitely won't find whatever door that is a password to. That's for sure. Well, looks like that's all there is to do here. There we go. That's fucking awesome. That's something really nice, is that the mysterious person who, as to my knowledge, has not been identified, Kikiyama, went through so much effort with some of these areas. I wonder what their life is like. They're such like an anonymous figure that I know of. Maybe people do know who they are. Oh, someone probably knows who they are, because there was that 3D version of Yume Nikki, not Yume Nikki 3D, but like Dream Diary, that was like an Unreal Engine game that tried to make it 3D, but you know, it didn't really go anywhere. I don't remember it being that good. But clearly someone has spoken to this person before, so it's not like they're dead. I hope not, but It's so interesting that one of the most influential RPG Maker games, and games period, is made by someone who's basically completely anonymous, and I think it's really interesting. Basically anyone could make a game like this. It's such a powerful engine, RPG Maker. You could make a game like this. I could make a game like this. But, well, only time will tell which game will be the next Yume Nikki, and it was probably Amori, unfortunately. Oh. You? I don't think I've been you in a while. No, I have not. Or I might have, like, been teleported here for a brief second, but does that really count? I don't think it counts. Let's explore this place a bit more. This one is very, very lonely. It basically sounds like the hum of like an electrical hum, like someone's dryer machine is going off in the background. But it's somehow comfortable. There's a really take a shot every time I say the word atmosphere or ambience. I think I'm a little bit obsessed with that term, but there's something especially homely about the vibes of Yume Nikki. It's like very pedestrian sounds, and sometimes even pedestrian visuals. Like, not everything is super crazy or charismatic. It's not in your face. It's very restrained. So it gives you room for a lot of people to kind of sit back and contemplate. I think there's a button. Yeah, one on the keyboard, you can just sit down. What other game has just like a sitting button where you can just sit down wherever you please and just breathe the atmosphere and aura of an area, let it kind of consume you? I think it's it's a very basic feature, but it's so unique at the same time. Sorry, I'm so distracted by like stepping on these little things, like popping bubble wrap. It's so fun. Oh, it's very creepy. Just this giant floating cell in the background. Oh, another bathroom. Oh. Surely this one couldn't hurt. And now Madotsky's probably pissed herself in real life again. Oopsies. What was I saying about it? This area always had a strange interpretation. You can kind of interpret them as you see, but I always like to see this area as like Madotsky kind of exploring her own body in a way, like the cells, the mitochondria, all the DNA strands. I like to imagine that she's just so inside her own head and so lonely in a way that she's kind of transformed her own body's chemistry into a fun little game land to explore all on her own. This is the most single-player game I've ever really seen and played, but you can play it multiplayer. If you go on Yume Nikki has like a built-in multiplayer thing. It's actually pretty big. That's the way I recommend you play Yume Nikki, to be honest. It's very fun. There's a lot of really fun, interesting Yume Nikki fan games. Also a lot of ones that aren't fun. There are plenty of just total knockoffs where people just really try and run with the concept of like, play my Yume Nikki fan game that's inspired, that's really boring. I'm so deep and interesting, but these are a lot of people's first games. It's so simple to make a Yume Nikki clone, and even if it means just giving yourself RPG Maker game experience, then by all means, go for it. Actually, what happens if you go to sleep? Will you go back to that hand hallway? Let's try that just before we go. It couldn't hurt. Nothing. Okay. We can do this at least. What happens to turn on the TV? Okay, well, I think that's going to wrap it up for Yume Nikki right now. There's only so much you can do in the game, and I'm sure there's only so much people can tolerate me walking around blind without a guide or a map, even though I don't entirely recommend you do that unless you really need to find, like, the bicycle or the knife or the other, like, the eye warping thing. Regardless, that's not really what the game was about. In my opinion, the game's just about kind of being comfortable, and I think there's no better a time to be more comfortable than right now, when it's snowing outside, it's ugly, it's icy, there's still sun, it's super bright, December's a terrible time. Why don't we just relax and try and enjoy a different era of the internet when everyone wasn't so focused like on monetizing and making everything as like clean and professional and sharp as possible. Just take a step back. And yes, I am acknowledging I'm part of that. My main channel is a lot more edited, but I also kind of want to preserve a very soft place for me, a very nostalgic genre of people just a guy and a camera with a computer playing a games, broadcasting it. That was YouTube's logo, its motto: broadcast yourself. And I kind of want to embody that by going back to a very old 2010 Subordinary Gamer aesthetic of just that entirely. And I hope people enjoy it. If people want to see more of just very basic, like live recorded stuff, me playing stuff, I am definitely not smart enough for virus or tech news, and I am definitely not secure enough to use visual machines to play creepy private messages. But you know what? Who knows? The future holds infinite possibilities, and I'm always optimistic about it. But if you liked what you saw, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. And until then, I see you next. Have a lovely rest of your day.